Hello, my name is Ernie, and this is my final studio presentation for Architecture 602. My project takes place in West Oakland, California. This is a neighborhood that is currently facing several housing supply deficits that lead to homelessness. Um, Different community groups are advocating towards empowering the community and making this neighborhood better. However, it also faces environmental issues such as the risk of flooding due to being near the bay, as well as air pollution from the nearby Port of Oakland and earthquakes. The concept for my project is integrating affordable housing as well as a community center and retail space all within the same site. And the site I chose is in the West Oakland neighborhood at the intersection of West Grant Avenue and San Pablo Avenue. There is an existing building that is this historic townhouse building that was used for multifamily purposes. Right next to it is an empty lot, and right across the street, it's another lot that will also be used for this project. For the massing of my project, I started with the existing building and the lots next to it. Then I extruded new buildings, connected them with a sky bridge, and added a fourth level to the existing building. Then I expanded the new buildings, creating this rippled facade that pays homage to the traditional bay windows of this area and then pushed out the corners to give it more visual interest. My programming is commercial spaces at the street level. The existing building will only be used for community spaces at the first floor, and then the second floor will be entirely dedicated to community, while the third floor will be entirely dedicated to multifamily portable housing as well as amenity space for them. And then the rooftop will have an amenity space for residents as well as a rooftop that will be an amenity for them. And on the other building, there will be a green roof that will be open for community use. First floor, we have um, commercial. We have restaurants, bars, coffee shops, as well as a gallery. And we have the entrances to the community and residential spaces. Here's a render of the first floor. Second floor is where we have the community center. So we have everything from career spaces to co-working spaces, as well as community multi-purpose rooms. We have an event space that can be used for meetings, as well as a kitchen classroom to teach kitchen classes and an art studio, um, as well as a counseling space and a community terrace. Here's a photo of one of the multipurpose rooms. Third floor is entirely dedicated to residential, affordable housing. This is where we have all our units as well as a courtyard in the middle. And we also have a recreation slash gym for residents. This is our typical floor plans for studio, one bedroom, as well as a two bedroom. This render of a unit. And then the rooftop is where we have amenity space for residents, as well as amenity space for the community in the form of a privately owned public space, green deck. So this is a render of um, amenity roof for residents. And at the very top, our roof plan also includes solar panels. This is a render of the public green deck. Here they're watching a movie. And then here I have my sections, which you can see stairs as well as this courtyard that turns into a light well, bringing light into the first floors that typically don't have that natural light or ventilation at this level. And here you can kind of see a little bit more of our commercial spaces, how they're distributed, as well as how our community space is distributed. And then again, we see the courtyard. For my passive strategies, going with the green roof, um, which insulates our upper levels, also helps collect water that can be reused to water green landscapes. Terracotta facade system that can stabilize indoor temperatures as well as high performance glazing. There's cross ventilation for units and gathering spaces, as well as concrete floors that absorb heat during the day and release at night, as it can get pretty chilly at nights. And then we also have the light well that brings in natural light and ventilation. For the structural system, going with a flat plate concrete structure system. Um, Vertical cores are all cast in place reinforced concrete. For foundations, going with pile and a mat foundation at the first floor that is 3 feet thick. Building envelope, so going with terracotta track system. Um, Windows with shrouds in some areas, as well as high performance glazing, masonry at the street level, rigid diaphragm mat, concrete slab, and a low slope TPO roof with a deck system. So this is an isometric of the entire building. We can see how the street level is utilized. Can also see how the rooftops are also being utilized. And this is a perspective showing the new, um, contrasting it with the old. So thank you for your attention. I hope you enjoyed learning about this project as much as I enjoyed working on it. Thank you.